So Kyle, we occasionally get calls from specialized branches about specialized branch problems. Chaplains losing their ability to preach, lawyers losing their ability to practice law, doctors losing their ability to perform medical procedures, and we get aviators that call us. And then when they call us, they're like usually facing a flight evaluation board. What is a flight evaluation board?
A flight evaluation board is a board that's convened, usually by the brigade commander, to determine whether or not an aviator should still continue to fly. And it's convened for usually non-medical reasons, although it could be for medical, but for non-medical reasons. It's for misconduct, it's for a loss of qualification, and it's for behavioral or disciplinary concerns.
Right, so not getting enough hours, getting in trouble, having regulatory violations, those type of things. Now, is it an actual board that you present evidence at?
It is. It's exactly that, which is why having a lawyer on your side is crucial. But it's you get a notice. Important to read the notice. The notice will tell you the time and the place and what exactly you're facing the board for. And then the board is made up of 3 officers who are senior in rank to you, who are aviators themselves, and they listen to all the evidence and decide whether or not you should continue to fly.
And I guess you control that evidence as the person who's the respondent to the board.
Absolutely. The government's going to present evidence. It could be very technical flight hour regulation or flight hour logs, or it could be just possibly evidence of a DUI. But you, as the respondent, as the soldier facing the possible taking away of your wings, has the right to present evidence too. And you can present a myriad of things, from character witnesses to your own documentation. It could be medical documentation as well. And that's where having an attorney who knows the ins and outs of boards is really advantageous to you.
Right. Now, I've never served in an aviation unit. I've served in an infantry brigade, and we relied heavily on aviators when we were in Afghanistan.
Absolutely.
But you served in an aviation brigade.
That's right. I was the brigade judge advocate for a combat aviation brigade, and I really saw that in so many ways, aviators are unique. Their culture is unique. The way they maintain their status is unique. It's not like anything else I've experienced in the Army. And so having someone who understands that culture on your side and helping you formulate a plan and formulate a defense could be the key to successfully being able to continue to fly.
Right. So after this board, they can do several things. They can restore your aviation service. They can rescind prior suspensions if there was one. They can requalify you, or they can terminate your service, right? Your aviation service. If a board does that and they take negative action against me as an aviator, what do I do?
Well, the board is not the final stopping place for that action, regardless of what the outcome is. It then goes to the General Courts Martial Convening Authority, typically the commanding general, and then from there it goes to HRC, and all of those are steps that we can help influence the process and help, again, tell the story of why the aviator should be able to continue to fly.
All right, so the person who convenes the board, they make a decision, and then you can appeal to the higher authority, and then to HRC, and then all of the administrative appeals that you have through
everything else. Yes.
The Board of Corrections and the DoD board.
Absolutely. But a flight evaluation board, I think it's important to note, is kind of a unicorn. It's not something that you see very often. It's not something you even see very often in aviation units. And so it's important to get counsel that knows how to do it and has the time to dig into the regulations and understand all that can impact the outcome of that board.
Right. The 2 things that I see the most that could be affected by these boards is, first, there's a need for experts, right? You're going to have somebody who's an aviator say how these affect your ability to fly. And the second is, most aviators that I've met have really lucrative civilian jobs when they're done with the military. If something screws up their ability to fly, that has consequences outside the service.
Absolutely. And having your wings taken away in the service can impact your post-employment from the Army for decades. Absolutely. Which is why it's important to get it right the first time.
Well, if you're facing a flight evaluation board and you need assistance, we're the law office of Will M. Helixon. We are your warrior advocates. You defend the nation, we defend you.